Shalom. First and foremost, like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemi Shai, and give double honors to the apostles of great men who do rule well. Salutation to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Brother Marcus out here again, trained out with another edification for the elect's sake. And the name of this lesson would be Endure, the reward is great. Endure, the reward is great. Alright? Because being in this truth, as the scripture says, when you come to serve the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai, prepare a soul for temptation. Alright? Who the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. And as Job said, despise not the chastising of the Almighty. We once went off. We once forsook the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai. And as the scriptures rightfully says, be returned, seek him 10 times more. And seeking him 10 times more means that we were, let's say, the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai, his sanctuary was on a mountaintop, a very, very rocky mountaintop with sharp edges. The stones, they're sharp, they could bruise your skin, cut your skin. But on the top of that mountain is a flat, smooth ground with light, with trees, lawn, everything is just serenity when you're to the top of that mountain. And once you leave that mountain top and you fall to the bottom of that chasm, and you decide, you know what, I don't want to be in darkness anymore, I want to go back up to the light, I want to go back up to the mount of the Lord, you're going to have to go through that hardship of climbing that mountain. And that is us in this truth, climbing that mountain to make it up to Yahweh Shemi Shai. And certain parts of the mountain you're gonna be climbing, and I know whoever did this when they was young growing up, you would climb up between the doorposts. So basically what keeping you suspended in the air is basically your arm and leg strength, because you're pushing against the doorpost with your hands, pushing against the doorpost with your feet, and to go up. Now think about you doing that to go up a mountain. That is a ton load of endurance. And for this truth to make it at the end, the scripture says, Matthew 24:13, receiving at the end of your faith even the salvation of your soul, it's gonna take a lot of endurance. The word endure come from the Latin word endure, which basically, means to harden. You understand? Which means to harden. So the endurance can harden you. Alright? It's gonna harden you. So for you to make it out this wicked kingdom into the light, into that marvelous light, to be counted as one of Yahweh Shemi Shai's elect, you have to endure. Wherever you're going through, don't let it get to you to the point where you say, you know what, F that, I don't want to do this no more, let me just die, let me go back into the world. Nah, you have to continue. Hebrews 12 and verse 2 says, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith. And when you go to Hebrews 3, it says, well, consider now the high priest and of our calling. Alright? So it says, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him. So Yahweh Shai saw the joy that he would have received. He saw it. It was told, hey, you go through this, you suffer for the elect's sake, this is what you're going to receive. Alright? It says, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. So if Yahweh Shai saw the glory and he endured the cross, we also seen the glory, because the scripture says we're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. We're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. We're not going to suffer no more. There will be no more tears. There will be no more rent. Alright? There will be no more late payments. There will be no more penalties for late payments. There will be no more days of hunger. There will be no more sickness. Alright? There will be no more mental illnesses. No more depression. No more anxiety. Only peace. Only joy. So when the Lord promises you all of this, alright, he's showing you a part, a fraction of the glory that you're going to receive to come. Why not endure? Alright? It says, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh. So Yahweh Shai, he showed us the way. He was the forerunner. All right, he was the forerunner. When you look up the word author, says Yahweh Shai is the author. Says what? Author is not somebody who writes a book. It actually means what? Chief or leader. Even when you look it up in the etymology, it says the same thing. Author is the chief or leader. All right. It says one who takes the lead in anything and thus affords an example. So when you go back here and it says Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, means that he was the one that showed us the way. He showed us, if you endure, what you gonna receive? Yeah, Peter asked, Lord, what we gonna receive? We give up all, we suffering, what we gonna receive? Yahweh Shai basically said, you know what? I'm gonna tell you, but better yet, I'm gonna show you. So when he died on the cross, he suffered, and all eyes behold. Then they saw the glory that he received after. That he was lifted up, that he didn't stay dead. All right? And just like us, we come into this truth, we're going to catch hell just like Yahweh Shai. The servant is not above the master. The disciple is not above his Lord. All right? So Yahweh Shai, he suffered, he endured, and he received glory. So he was the what? The author, the chief leader or prince, the one that takes the lead. He took the lead. He was the first fruit of the first fruits. And he showed us what we're going to receive. He showed us that the reward is great. He showed us that, guess what? There is no, how to say, there is no doubt in this thing where we doing this and we're not sure what we're going to receive. He showed us exactly what we're going to receive if we fight. All right? Thus affords an example, a predecessor in a matter, a pioneer. So Yahweh Shai was the pioneer. All right. Let's see the word finisher mean. It says what? Perfecter. Looking for the chief or the one that gave the example and the perfecter. Because it says the author and finisher. It says one who in his own person raised faith to its perfection. So now Yahweh Shai, by suffering, dying, and resurrected unto glory, he perfected our faith, showed us, hey, look, he did it. It's like, let's say like there's two mountains, all right? And there's this long gap with a deep fall, a deep abyss in the midst of those two mountains. And Yahweh Shai said, hey, if we run across fast enough and jump, we're gonna make it across. And everybody like, I don't think we're gonna make it. That's not possible. And Yahweh Shai says, hey, as long as you believe in Yahweh Shai, as long as you believe in me, believe in my Father, this is possible. And Yahweh Shai took that run and he leaped and he made it. Then everybody else behind gonna say, hey, yes, it is possible. Look, he did it. And on the other side is glories, gold paved streets. There's food, there's drinks, there's light. Everybody there at peace, at rest. And we seen that glory. We seen Yahweh Shai did it. All day that wanted badly enough, gonna do it and they're gonna make it. All you have to do is endure, because the reward is great. All right? Says what? Looking for unto Yahweh Shai, the author, the prince, or the one that set the example, and finisher, the one that what? Perfects it. So Yahweh Shai perfected our faith by dying and resurrected. He showed us the way. He showed us the way. All right? He showed us the way. So therefore, we see that the way is clear. So let us endure. Let us endure. Don't fall short. Don't fall short. Endure just like Yahweh Shai endured. All right? This 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 12. It says, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials which is to try you. They are to try you. Revelation 2 and 9. All right? You forsook the Lord. All right? Such is Israel's portion. If you don't go through the narrow, you're not going to enter into the wide. All right? We forsook the Lord Yahweh Shai. Now we want to come back. Now we have to show him that we deserving of the glory. All right, concerning the fiery trials which is to try you, as though some strange things happened unto you. Some strange things. Yes, listen to me. Listen to me. Some strange things gonna happen to you in this truth. Think about a late night travel. You're driving on the road, driving on the highway. You go into your destination, and it's late. Hardly cars on the road, and halfway, literally halfway between your destination, your tire blows out. Just like that. Just like that. So you neither here nor there. You're not close enough to home. Say, no, let me try to just roll on this blown out tire to go home, or let me, or 5 minutes away from a destination. So let me try to pull my hazard and roll slow to make it you halfway. And there's miles between both destinations. You're gonna like, nah, like this can't be real. All these things is just to harden you. It's just to harden you. It's just to build you up. Because guess what? The pressure and the turmoil and the mental strain that the world gonna be on in the time of Jacob's trouble, the Lord equipped us for that. Because we're gonna be tried also, but we have to endure even through that. So the Lord giving us the cheat code to endure in the time of Jacob's trouble. It says, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Mashiach's suffering. It says that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad with exceeding joy. Why? Because we're going to sit in Yahweh's throne. Just like we were partakers of his suffering, we're going to be partakers of his glory. We're going to jump across that chasm just like he did and make it onto the other side. But we have to believe. We have to believe. It says, if ye be reproached for the name of Mashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of Yahweh rested upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. So don't let nothing hinder you from making it to the end of this race. Don't let words, don't let actions keep you from entering into the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The reward is great. The reward is great. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it to suffer for Yahweh's sake. It is worth it. Alright? Let me read this. This is 1 John chapter 3 and verse 2. It says, beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh. Yeah, because why? Because we entered into this truth and we believe on him and his son, Yahushai. Now are we the sons of Yahweh, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Alright? Just like in Hebrews, it says they saw the promise afar off. You have to be far-sighted also. Yahweh showed us, so therefore, guess what? Waiting is the hardest part. Don't matter how long, just wait. Just wait. Because guess what? The glory gonna come. That day gonna come. There's one day we all gonna wake up and we're gonna be in the kingdom. Just wait. Just hold on. See the glory afar off, just like the Lord showed you. And we're gonna be there enjoying eternity with Yahweh in the kingdom. You live for what? 20-something years, 30-something years, 40-something years, 50-something years in this world, in this flesh, in this body. And all of a sudden, it's too much. You hear too long. Compare that to millions of years. Imagine if the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai allowed us to live for 900 and something years while in this captivity. All right. So now everything, every punishment has a blessing in it at the same time. Because you might say, damn, it was like a real messed up thing that the Lord reduced our age, make us so feeble. But guess what? We live in for like 50-something, 60-something years and we die. Think about living 900 and something years while being in Esau's captivity. While not having enough to eat and living paycheck to paycheck from hand to mouth every day. Think about that. So reducing our age, yes, it was a curse upon us, but yes, partly it turned out to be a blessing on us. It have its pros and it have its cons. But the little fraction of life that you lived in this world, you can't live that short period and then say, oh, I'm tired and it's so long and the Lord ain't coming. Guess what? How long Yahweh Shai waiting? How long Yahweh Shai waiting? How long did the Lord Yahweh endure us, sinning against him and going away astray from him? So yeah, we came into this truth and we hear all we have to do is endure, because guess what? Soon and very soon, 2025 could be the year. 2025 could be the year. Alright? And we know that the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he will come and he will save us. It says, and every man that had this hope in him purified himself even as he is pure. So, as long as you're waiting on Yahushua, you have to endure. But you have to purify yourself. You have to keep yourself pure. Alright? Endure, because the reward is great. The reward is great. Don't falter, don't slip. Yes, sometimes we're going to stumble. We might fall, but don't stay down. Don't stay down. Romans 8:18, it says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So you might get like an ounce of suffering in this truth to receive 10 million tons of glory in the kingdom. An ounce of suffering you sacrifice to receive 10 million tons of glory. That don't measure up. But even that ounce of suffering, some people say that is too much. Yahweh Shai said, take you my burden, for my burden is easy and my yoke is light. Oh, I don't like how this one talks to me. I don't like how this one treats me. I don't like my husband having multiple wives. I don't like how this one looks at me, or he offended me. Don't let these things make you fall from serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Don't let these things, these minuscule, trivial things, cause you to not make it to the kingdom of glory. We almost out. Gird up your manly loins. Whether you be man or whether you be woman, gird up your manly loins and endure hardship for the sake of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Acts chapter 14:22. Through much tribulation we enter into the kingdom of heaven. Remember that tall mountain that we fell off of? Now we have to climb back up out of darkness on those sharp edges, bracing ourselves on our fingertips and our toes, endure to make it back up, because we want to. We know that, guess what? It's hard, it's rugged, it's rough. But we know once you make it up, guess what? It's gonna be worth it. It is going to be worth it. Alright? Reading over Romans 8:18, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory shall be revealed in us. Not gonna be worthy to be compared. The little we suffering, we're gonna receive way more from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Alright, the final precept, 2 Corinthians chapter 4:17. For our light affliction, the Lord calling it light, but you trying to make it more than it is. For our light. Alright, if the Lord calling this affliction light, and you crying, oh, this is too much, should the Lord increase it to the cries that you giving off? Let's say you receiving an ounce of load on your head and crying like you have 500 pounds. Should the Lord increase it to 500 pounds so that your crying will be justified? Gird up your manly loins. 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, a short while, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. 1 ounce of pressure, 10 million tons of glory. Just remember it. 1 ounce of pressure, 10 million pounds of glory. 10 million tons of glory. Alright? So just endure. Endure your light affliction, because your reward is great. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We give double honors to the apostles of great mercy and do rule well. Salutation to the men of the hopeful and saints elect. It is a brother Marcus out in Trinidad saying shalom and stay strong. Shalom.